The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were a massive success. Right here, look for that one. And it spurred a bunch of different lines looking to hop on the anthropomorphic train. And this is one of those, only this one, it wanted to amp things up a little bit while also giving us an important environmental lesson. Welcome to Rewind Toys, and today we're telling you all about those biker mice from Mars. So yeah, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were everywhere, and all sorts of companies were trying to figure out their own brand that kids would be interested in. Some were pretty great, like the Stone Protectors, the Street Sharks, and some were not so great. The Samurai Pizza Cats, Kung Fu Dino Posse, the Road Rovers. I've never even heard of that one. Still, if ever a company had a chance at similar success, that company was Marvel. But first, let's explain how we got there. So in 1991, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles moved from broadcasting into first-run syndication, and they began producing new episodes for broadcast on CBS. This was a move made after merchandising sales dropped from $1 billion to $200 million. This was by no means a death nail in the coffin or anything, but it was still a big hit, and merchandising teams, well, they wanted to kind of cash in on the idea before it completely soured with the public. Marvel Productions president, Rick Unger, he understood this, and he was looking for an idea without much luck. And then, well, inspiration hit him. You see, one day Unger was out having lunch with friends and family. He's in this local deli, and a group of guys on motorcycles roll in. These weren't your typical bikers, more white-collared guys, but still the entire restaurant, they took notice of these guys, especially the kids. Now that stuck with him, and he began developing a story. That story would become the Biker Mice from Mars, a tale of 3 anthropomorphic mice, men, hybrid, from Mars. You get it. So there was Throttle, there was Moto, and there was Vinny. And all of them were forced to leave their war-devastated planet after a race of fish-like aliens, the Plutarchians, strip-mined their entire planet of all of its resources. Anyway, they end up crash-landing in Chicago, only to discover that their enemies have followed them here, and now they want to plunder Earth's natural resources as well. Luckily, the mice find friends on Earth. There's a mechanic named Charlie Davidson, who helps the mice try to stop the Plutarchians, along with their leader, Lawrence Limburger. Now, Unger also understood how marketing worked, and he recognized how the Turtles broke big, but he didn't intend to wait that much time like the Turtles had. In the summer of 1993, a comic book would be released as a way to build hype for the series that was due out later that fall. And deals with several companies had been made to create merch, including a deal for action figures. And for that, they turned to Galoob. Now, Galoob saw the potential and agreed to help back the cartoon series in exchange for the licensing for the figures. This was a little bit of a risk for a toy company to take, but that risk, it paid off. Oh, and the cartoon series, well, that did pretty alright too. It even hit number 1 for a period. So let's talk about those toys. One of the genius moves behind Biker Mice from Mars was, well, the bikes. The concept came with vehicles in mind, and those vehicles would help sell the figures and vice versa. The bikes were sold without a figure, which was a bummer if you just had a bike, but it was nice that you could, buy the figures and play with them at the very least. The cool thing was, though, the bikes were customizable and highly detailed, and the figures came with fantastic accessories and were also fairly detailed. The figures themselves stood around 5 to 6 inches, depending, and were somewhat articulate. They were well known for their accurate character sculpts, their character-specific action features, and the mice, well, they all had retractable antennae that could be pushed in so you could put their awesome-looking helmets on. The antennae, well, they looked really neat, but they've also become a bit of a sore spot for collectors as they tend to break and are often missing. So how many figures are there, you might be asking, and even if you aren't, you're about to be told. The first run had 10. There were 5 good guys, 5 bad guys. They were the mice, Mondo, Vinny, and Throttle, along with Charlie and the exceptionally rare figure 4x. We then had Limburger, Dr. Carbuncle, Grease Pit, Weevil, and Electromag. We had 3 bikes for the mice, a grunge cycle for Grease Pit, the jail cruiser, the super sidecar, and the blazin' cycle. There were also 2 play sets, the scoreboard hideout and the secret lab. Next up came the Freedom Fighters, which offered new versions of the mice, which I kinda dig. It also introduced a new guy, Rimfire. There was also the bad guy, Napoleon Bree, 3 new bikes, here they are, and the Sky Commander. After that, the Off-Road Bros, 3 new versions of the mice, and 3 off-road style vehicles. The Sports Bros gave us another new set of mice, including 2 different throttles, and this one, Whip Kick, he's really hard to find, so be on the lookout. Astro Bros gave us new versions of the mice, again, a new version of Rimfire, and added 3 space-themed bikes. We then had 3 more figures of the mice with the Biker Knights. Lastly, Galoob released 3 gift sets that came with exclusive parts and 3 street bike versions of the mice and their cycles. Hey guys, do me a real quick favor, if you don't mind. Go down, hit subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. It's free for you. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything, and it only takes you like a second. But it really helps out my algorithms, and my algorithms need help. Seriously, it lets YouTube know that you're interested, and it helps boost us a little. And that's awesome. And I thank each and every one of you for doing it. All right, let's get back to those mice. Of course, there was all the standard merch, but there was also a video game. Also, it was a decent entry. It was kind of unique. Made by Konami, it landed on Super Nintendo in 1994. It was a racing-style game that offered different weapons and plenty of road rash. But was it the best game entry? Maybe not, because there was also a Tiger Electronic handheld game. That was released in 1993, and if you know Tiger games, damn, that game looks tight, yo. There was the 2006 DS and PS2 game, released in the UK and Australia. There was a 2015 mobile game for iOS and Android. Now, I mentioned the comics. Well, Marvel published a 3-issue series in the early 1990s, and then Marvel UK published its own series on top of that. Also, in 2024, Oni Press would reboot the entire series. There have been murmurings of a live-action film, the first of which came all the way back in 1995, when Unger stated he had received offers from producers to create a version similar in fashion to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. In fact, David Chan, who had produced the live-action TMNT film, was reportedly attached. Now, obviously, that never happened. But then in 2023, Ryan Reynolds announced that his company, Maximum Effort, were working on a series reboot in conjunction with Fubo and the Nacella Company. That same year, Nacella released their rebooted line of figures. Oh, and that new animated series, it's slated to hit sometime in 2027. Last thing, in 2006, there was a revised animated series that ran for 28 episodes, if any of you are interested. Along with that came another series of figures released by European toy company Giochi Preziosi. I don't know if I said that right. I mean, I did the best I could. So there you go, guys. The Biker Mice from Mars. These are really cool. I mean, the figures are fantastic. It was kind of a fun series. I know we have fans out there. As always, let me know in the comments if you are and were a fan of the Biker Mice from Mars. I see these pop up from time to time. Usually I either see the bike without a figure, the figure without a bike, and very rarely do I see accessories. So they're not the easiest things to get your hands on complete, but they are great looking figures. So let me know in the comments if you collect these, if you're a fan of these. Guys, we appreciate all of you. As always, remember, when it comes to these cool anthropomorphic toys, the hunt still half the fun.